but his ministry wasn't that long. Huh? So during the time he's telling them this, and the time it happened could have been 30 or 40 years afterwards for the full outcome of this. Because in AD 70, Titus rode into Jerusalem and started tearing up stuff, tearing the temple down, burning the temple. But he told them this in plenty of time, didn't he? Some of them didn't think it was going to ever happen, especially in their lifetime. But how many of us didn't think nothing like this would happen in our lifetime? Huh? How many of us didn't think we was going to be treated as such as we are? And we're seeing it. Huh? And the fakeness about politics and religion altogether that's taken away from the people, such as you and I. Why should I buy instructions from you as a preacher? Huh? Does that make sense? If I want to save you, help you get saved, why do I need to sell my book to you to help you to get right? I should be giving it to you, right? I should be willing to give. If I got to make a living that way, should I trust God instead of trusting the publishers and getting into all the worldly of things to make a living? God provides, don't get me wrong, but say that you said, man, you went to one of my meetings that I would have, and I had all these stack of books and I was selling, and you was say, man, I wish I could have one of those books, but I can't even afford a $24.95 book. I say, here you go, sir. Right? And then somebody else probably going to say, I can't either, right? So you might as well just start giving them out, right? Well, then if you're thinking about, man, I ain't going to make no money, and your publishers and whoever promoting you, you letting the people promoting you, well, what about God? Do you get the picture? It's become more of a business. It's become more of me instead of God. Do you get it? When it becomes more of the world and becomes more using the tactics and processes and procedures of the world, we get them all the time here at church. They want to show you how to be a leader in your church. Promoting this programs to do this. Pay for it. Not hundreds, but thousands of dollars to show you how to be a leader in your own church. Duh. That's what God's for. God will pay you. God will show you, right? But see, the world loves its own. And God is trying to let us see. Don't get hooked up on these things. On the radios and TVs and your cell phone where you hear this preacher and that preacher. You've got the word, but obey it. And many of us will be deceived because of so-and-so talked about this preacher, so-and-so talked about this program, about this book. Well, some of those things are good in their place, but if you don't have the basics, you don't have it. You get it? If you don't know the basic foundation of what it takes for you to be saved, everything else is null and void. Hello. Wake up. That's what he's telling us. Even in Calvary Chapel. Wake up. Many going to be deceived saying, I'm the Christ. In other words, I can help you. I can save you. I can put you where you need to be. Huh? Have you had people try to get you in some kind of money-making deal? Have anybody ever walked up to you and tried to get you in anybody? And then you find out, let them keep talking. What they do, they put their own foot in their mouth sometimes, don't they? These are the kind of folks that even come into churches doing the same thing. We've had them come here trying that. Huh? We let them go so far, and then we give them the word. Where they go? out the door because they don't want to hear the truth. But they've been deceived, and now they're trying to come in as sheep when they're raven wolves. So Jesus is warning those here the same thing. Don't be fooled by these Pharisees and Sadducees that act like they're doing something right for God. They're doing it for their own selves. And don't you be like them. That's what he was telling them. And he's telling us the same thing. Don't be like a Pharisee or Sadducees. Be like I am and obey God. Amen? Do you get it? Am I making it plain? All right. Go ahead.
But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions,
Okay.
be not terrified. For these things must first come to pass. But the end is not by and by.
All right. So he said, but when you hear wars and commotion, we know what wars are, right? Do you know what commotions are? Huh? That's exactly what it is. Commotions. The word that dictionaries use are like insurrection, seditions. Look it up for yourself and see. Somebody look it up real quick. Jordan, look it up real quick. Use these young folks. Let them get into be a part and understanding. All right? So look up the word commotion. Everybody can look it up if you want, but I want the young folks to participate in some kind of way as well. All right? So Sharia will tell you where we at, love. You want her to continue to read, or?
Luke, the 21st chapter, we just finished verse 9.
You got it yet? Help her out, miss, if you need to. I want you to learn how to use your phones more than just texting and zooming and all this stuff that begins to bring in garbage more than anything. Seen what they did to the president, don't you? How many of us are addicted just like that? Huh? Some of us need to be shut down. Okay, so read it aloud where Uncle Rick can hear it back there.
It says, a state of confusion and noisy disturbance.
Oh, does that sound like what happened? Do we see that even in Kansas City? Do we see it in our school? It's all over the place, ain't it? Huh? Is that the only definition? Is that the end of it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good enough.
And it says civil intersection.
Insurrection?
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? Civil unrest. What is that? Rioting.
Yeah.
Huh? Is it more? That's it?
And it says damage caused by civil commotion.
Oh, what's that damage done? Huh? How many of you seen some of us Black Lives Matter people there? Huh?
Black people, I don't know who.
Yeah. But that's about it, huh? But listen, didn't your president say he was going to be there with him? Was he there? Anybody see his mugshot? Amazing. He's there, but he's not there for him. You see, high promises, high hopes. Didn't he tell us, take heed that no man deceive you? But how much is the world being deceived by such as this? And us ourselves being deceived even on the black side. Huh? But nobody's wanting to listen to the Lord. Do you get it? How big a deception is that? We'll listen to what man says, and man to drive us to the grave. And has. My daughter called it, I don't want the cold toe. Huh? Y'all know what that is, don't you? Yeah. Anybody want the cold toe? No. So we must live for Christ while we got our breath, while we're in our right mind, while God has the door still open for us. Amen? Don't you know that's very important? Huh? So we agree, but when you shall hear wars and commotions, that's what Jesus said, right? He says, be not terrified. But how much of the world is terrified? Huh? I'm trying to put this in reality check for us today to see the signs of the time. They are being represented today in our society that we're living in, and we are acting like it's not really pertaining to us when it really is. Do you know what Nancy Pelosi said? Y'all know who she is, right? What'd she say? Okay, what else she say? Show you how terrified she is. What'd she say? Anybody know? Okay, she said she want to make sure he ain't got his hands on the codes for the nuclear button. Because this man is crazy. Now imagine that. Do you think he'd be crazy enough to do it? I think he would, wouldn't you? I would be very concerned, because that's one of the things that was in the back of my head. If this man will let this go on, how much more would he do to bring the country to a halt? Huh? Is God permitting it to show us how much we really need God? But it begins with us as the church getting down to business too.
If it wasn't for God,
Yeah,
there's a lie.
absolutely.
Because of sin
Absolutely.
in our own lives.
Yep.
When God stands Satan by your side, you end up with the I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do the right thing, you keep doing the wrong thing.
Yep.
It begins with dark thoughts
Oh, yeah.
against someone.
Yep.
It begins with speaking words against someone.
Yep.
So if you can do those two, you're going to end up with some action.
You're going to end up with the devil.
Okay? See, so this person that you're speaking of,
Yeah.
those dark thoughts is in his head.
Absolutely.
And you can tell it's inside and it's coming on the outside.
Yeah.
You look at his eyes.
Absolutely.
I thought I overheard.
Mm-hmm.
They said those eyes were evil.
Yeah, you did. You heard that.
The reporters spoke about their eyes look evil.
Yeah.
But when we get angry, we look crazy in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Absolutely.
out of control.
That's right. You're right.
So it's no different if we hear the word and we still turn a deaf ear to the word.
And that's the point.
You cannot survive without the word of God. It's food for your soul.
Absolutely.
We feel that we can listen to the radio and
Mm-hmm.
television, as my nephew used to say when he lived in Oklahoma. Father Gene probably remember. No, I didn't go to church today. I'm staying home Baptist. I said, what does that mean? I worship in the, what do you say, the pillars and the sheets or something like that. Well, people still feel that
Absolutely, they do.
they can listen to everyone else and they are delivered. But God said, the day you hear my voice, part not your heart.
Absolutely.
If he called us to a location,
Mm-hmm.
then we're to hear what thus says the Lord from the location he sent us to.
Right.
We didn't send ourselves, he sent us.
Yep, that's right.
Obedience is better than sacrifice.
Always.
He don't put no more on us than we can bear.
Always.
Everything works together for the good, for our good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you say, well, what good is that? The way they acted is for our good.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't know, it's because we're not listening.
That's it.
That means get down to business.
That's exactly right.
Seek the Lord while he may be found, call upon him while he's near.
Mhm.
That the wicked forsake his ways and unrighteous man his thoughts.
Yes,
Return unto God, for he shall abundantly pardon.
that's it.
If we missed